Do you have any Black Series figures with a really bad face paint application? History teaches us anything? I bet you do. Well, today we have a special guest who's going to show us how to touch up a really bad paint job on the face. Stay tuned, you're not going to want to miss this. What's up, friends? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to Nerdzoic. If you're new here, welcome my nerdy friend. My name is Matt, and this is Nerdzoic. On this channel, you'll find my secret blend of action figures, nostalgia, and just general nerdiness. And if that's your type of thing, then you're going to want to go ahead and hit subscribe and come back Tuesday morning, Thursday morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for a new video. So as I said at the top, today's video, we're going to actually show you how to fix Black Series figures that have a really bad paint job. If you saw my top 10 list of worst figures, which I'll put a link to right there, then you probably know some of the figures that could use a new paint job. And today, we have a special guest who's going to show us how to fix the Princess Leia figure that made that list. First, though, I have some announcements to make for the channel. For the most part, I've been covering mostly beginning toy collecting, Black Series, and recently I started to talk about wrestling figures. I want you to know, first of all, those things aren't going away. I'm going to continue to do those things. So in the comments and on social media, a lot of you have contacted me and said things like, hey, I hope you do some stuff with Marvel Legends or Star Wars The Vintage Collection. And I want you to know, it's coming. Just not today. But eventually, I will be doing that in the coming weeks and months. The second thing I want to talk about is the way this channel's been growing, and this is going to be very heartfelt. So if I get a little sappy, just give me a pass, all right? When I started this channel, I had no idea what to expect as far as growth goes. I sure as hell didn't expect it to grow the way it's grown. I also didn't expect the kind comments and support that I've gotten from you guys during these really tough times. The comments, the hey, I really enjoy watching your videos, you made my day, even the going back and forth on the whole Palpatine, Bispin, Dooku stuff. I've loved every second of it. I can't say thank you enough. But I want to tell you a story real quick. So June the 5th at 8 p.m. is when I hit 1,000 subscribers. So last year, I lost my dad. My dad was my best friend. He was the best man at my wedding. We were incredibly close. We did a lot together. And he was pretty young. He was only 63. And it's been a tough year for me because of it. I've had a really hard time, and pouring my soul into this has really helped a lot. But the reason that date is special is he died on June 5th last year. It's a special coincidence to me that the day he died, the 1-year anniversary, is also the day that I hit 1,000 subscribers, which is a major milestone. We're just talking about toys. We're talking about being nerds. And it's really special, guys, and I thank you for the community, and I want to continue to grow. Here's the big fun part of this. Let's get out of sappy for a minute, okay? Stay tuned to the end of this video because I'm giving away one of the brand new Star Wars Black Series Snowspeeders that's coming out in July. So if you want a chance to win it, you're going to have to watch to the end of this video and find out how to enter. No purchase necessary, no gimmicks, I don't want anything. I just want to give back to you guys for how wonderful this has all been for me and for the future, because we're going to do more of these, and we're just getting started, baby. We got a lot of growing to do. Nerdzoic Nation. Before that, back to the topic of this video. My good friend Jonathan from over at Two Raven Studios, he's going to show us how to fix a paint application on a Black Series figure. So he has a channel, Two Raven Studio, that covers gaming, painting tutorials, miniatures, again, nerdy stuff. If you're into any of that stuff, you owe it to yourself to check that out. If you're not, you should probably check it out, because if you enjoy collecting action figures, you're a nerd. Try other nerdy things, they're fun. If you're new to painting, that's okay. He covers this with the beginner in mind. He tells you where to get what you need. So without further ado, let's take a trip down the Philly Turnpike over to Philadelphia and see my good friend Jonathan.
Hi guys, Jonathan from Raven Studios. I'd like to thank Matt for giving me this opportunity to give you guys a little bit of a tutorial here. I normally paint miniatures, give you playthroughs of games, and do a little bit of cosplay, but today we're going to paint an action figure. So we have a Princess Leia figure that has a pretty bad paint application on the eyes. She looks a little cross-eyed, and that's what I want to fix. So we need to go about fixing that, and how are we going to do it? I'm going to take this as if you've never painted before at all, and we're going to try to keep it as basic and give you everything you're going to need to be able to do this. So we want the eyes looking in the same direction. There's a cheat you can do in miniatures which have the miniature looking to the left or to the right, which makes it easy to line up the eyes, but for an action figure we want to point it straight ahead. So how are we going to accomplish this? One thing we definitely want is a reference material to look at, so we want a picture to look at as we're painting. You could find a picture of Carrie Fisher, since this is Princess Leia, and go in that route. But we're painting an action figure, and we're not going hyper-realistic with this. We're painting it as it's an action figure. So instead, what I would recommend, and what I did for this miniature, is find an action figure that has very good eyes painted on it, and we'll just try to copy that. What I actually used is the upcoming re-release of Hera Syndulla from Rebels. I know it's not Princess Leia, but it's a female figure, and in the photos we've gotten so far of the figure, I think it has one of the best face paints I've seen on a figure. So we're going to use that as our reference. I just Googled, pulled up that picture, and use that as the reference for where I want to put the eyes and the shapes of the eyes. One problem we are going to face as we paint this is our brain is going to fight us, because our brain likes seeing symmetry in faces, and as we're painting, we might think we're doing a good job, and as we flip back, we'll realize we actually didn't, and the figure's still cross-eyed. So I'm going to go over now how we kind of turn that part of our brain off to allow us to paint the eyes a little bit more symmetrically. So as we look at the figure here, we can definitely see that the one eye is facing a different direction. So this eye is pretty good. I like the way it's facing, but the eye on the other side is definitely kind of looking out to the side. It looks a little bit like a lazy eye. But like I said, our brain likes seeing symmetry in faces. So how are we going to be able to paint this, make it so our brain does not see a face as readily? We're going to do something very simple and just turn the figure upside down. Now we don't see symmetry in the face as much, and we can focus on the symmetry in the eyes and make it the same direction. You can probably really tell now how that one eye is looking off to the side. So what I'm going to do is paint the figure's left eye with it in a normal configuration, because that way the nose is not going to get in the way of me painting the eye. And then I'm going to flip the figure upside down and paint the miniature's right eye. So not only is now the nose no longer going to be in my way, but also I don't have that action in my brain trying to create the symmetry because I'm looking at the face upside down. So the first thing I did when painting this is I actually took isopropyl alcohol and tried to clean up the eyes a little bit. I was seeing if I could actually use it to strip the paint that was on the face off of it with the isopropyl, but that didn't work out for me. It just cleaned the miniature up a little bit, but it didn't actually get any of the paint off. So we have to paint over the eyes with white to begin with. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to paint over the whole eye with white. So we're starting from a blank canvas, and we can put the pupils where we want. Just a note, if you make a mistake in this step, the isopropyl alcohol will clean off the paint we're putting on right now, as long as we do it quickly. So if you make a mistake and slip and now you have white on the middle of the face, that's an easy way to clean it up. So as we get into the painting of the eyes, I just want to talk a little bit about the position as we paint, because we want to have good body position. So we want to put our elbows flat on the table. I'm going to brace both hands against each other and have the figure right at my eye level. That way I'm not looking down, I'm not putting straight in my neck, and by my elbows braced on the table and my hands braced together, I have a very solid position where I'm not going to be all shaky. So the way I'm going to be painting this figure so the camera can see it better is actually have it on the table, bracing it with my one hand and keeping my other hand braced on the table itself. This is not a very good position for a long paint session because it's going to hurt your neck looking down at the miniature, but this is just for me painting for the camera. If you don't feel comfortable painting, you can use these Micron pigment pens. They work very well. Got the Micron 005. The cap shows this one is green, so if you were painting a green-eyed figure, this would be a good one to use. They make them all different colors, though. You can get them in brown, blue, any color you want to buy. They also have size 2 and size 01. For painting the eyes in, you're probably going to want a 01 or a 005. The 02 is a little bit big for what we're doing here, but I'm not going to be using these right now. I'm going to be painting the colored part of the eye with actual brushes and paint, but you could just as easily do it with these pens. But talking about actually painting, I just want to talk about what brushes you would want. So I have a size 2 and a size 1. They're both round brushes, so it's round size 1 and size 2. I normally use the size 2, as long as you have a good tip, it works well, but the size 1, if you are uncomfortable with the 2, gives you a little bit of a smaller brush. The If you buy good brushes, the point should actually be the same size on either brush, but some people feel more comfortable with the control of a size 1. So the last thing I actually want to talk about before we get started with the actual painting is the paint itself. I'm using P3 hobby paints. You can really use any paints, it doesn't matter, but the important part is the consistency. You can see here as I bring the brush across, the paint does not flow off the brush smoothly. It kind of comes off a little bit chunky. So I want to add a little bit of water to it. And now when I do the brush across, it flows off a little bit nicer, so you can kind of see I'm getting smoother lines, and that's what you want. You want smooth lines, so you want to add a little bit of paint and thin it down incrementally until you get to the point where you can have good control. If we thin it down too much, it's going to flow everywhere. If we don't thin it down at all, it's not going to flow at all, so we want to try to get that smooth flow right off the brush. You see here I have my finger braced against the top of the miniature, and I'm just putting a little bit of a dot where I want the eye, and now I'm going to expand it out a little bit. It's a good position. I think it's looking the right way, and we're going to expand it out. Trying to create that circular shape. We want, again, the top of the circle is hidden by the upper eyelid, and then we have a little tiny bit of white showing at the bottom as we come down. So that's kind of the shape we want. Now I'm going to flip the miniature upside down and paint the other eye and try to get it lined up. It was at this point I realized that the actual sculpt of this face is not even, which is going to make getting these eyes even very difficult. So we're going to try our best, but the sculpt itself of the face is not symmetrical, which is going to make painting the eyes symmetrical difficult. But you can kind of see I did the same thing. Start with that dot and just work it out. Don't be afraid to go back between the white and this step. Try to get the shape you want of the eye. So we can go back and forth between the white and the color that we're using to paint the iris here, just till we get the shape we want, and just touch them both up a little bit and just go back and forth until you're happy with the results. What I'm going to do here is go in with the Micron pen. I have a 0.01 black pen, and I'm painting in the pupil of the eye. I would, if I went back and did this again, use the 005 black pen instead of the 1, but I couldn't find the 005 black one as I was doing this. So again, with the black Micron 01, which this is the one I really should have used the 005 for. And you can see I put the address back on the figure just to give me an idea what the final look's going to be. What I'm going to do is paint along the top part of the eye and around to paint somewhat like the dark eyelash in. This makes female figures look so much better if you do this to the eye. The original figure had it, my reference figure I'm using has it, so we're just painting around. Like I said, I should have used the 005. The 01 is just a little bit too thick of a line that I'm putting on here, but I will show you how to fix that in a second. We just follow along the upper brow line with, just kind of run the tip of the pen along that line. Kind of see, it looks like she has a little bit too much makeup on at this point, so we gotta fix that a little bit. So what we're gonna use to get that overly maked up look off is a little bit of isopropyl alcohol, which is rubbing alcohol. I'm just gonna put a little bit on the brush and go along that line. We're gonna be able to clean it up and thin it down a little bit. And then I'm gonna go in with a paper towel and just kind of clean it up. And just repeat these two steps of using the brush and the paper towel to just thin that line down a little bit. If I had used the 005 pen to begin with, I wouldn't have even had to do this step. But this is just to show you how to fix a mistake, because we all make mistakes. So in the end, we don't have something that's perfect. We have something that's definitely far better than it was, though. Like I said, when I started painting this face sculpt, I realized the sculpt itself is not symmetrical, which made it hard to get it really correct. But what I'm going to do is actually take this to the next level. So tomorrow on my channel, I'm going to completely repaint this face, not to look like an action figure, to do what I would do on a miniature, and really kind of pop up shadows and highlights and put some fun stuff in the eyes and show you how to take an action figure really to the next level. So if that interests you, you can check out, that'll be up on my channel tomorrow. So I want to thank Matt for letting me do this for you guys, and I hope you...
Wasn't that great, guys? So if you're into tabletop gaming, especially miniature gaming, then I highly encourage you to subscribe to his channel. He's putting up some painting tutorials that people with his skill level would charge a pretty penny for, so go get it for free, subscribe, don't miss anything. I'm slowly learning how to actually paint okay thanks to his channel. And I'll put a link down below in the show notes with links to all the stuff he talks about having to buy as far as brushes, paints, touch-up pens go. And for any of you guys who take the advice from this video and do some touch-ups on your own, I'd like to see some before and afters. So my social links are down there as well. Go ahead and shoot me a message and show me what you did, and if you like, I'll share it on our social media too. Alright, let's talk about the contest. So here's the deal, guys. It's hosted on my website, nerdzoic.com. Specifically, the page is Nerdzoic/1K giveaway. If that's too much to remember, you can just go to the website Nerdzoic, and there's a big banner right across the top with instructions on how to get in and the link. A couple rules. Sorry guys, you got to be 18 to enter on the day of entry, and it's only open to US residents. Sorry, I can't afford to ship a gigantic box across the world. That would not work very well. Now, if you go to the website, Gleam.io is running this. Hopefully I set everything up correctly. You can read the terms and conditions there. Make sure you read them. Big thing, this isn't sponsored by YouTube and there is no purchase necessary, it's just a giveaway. As far as ways to enter, all you gotta do is follow the link. I think it will tell you to go to the YouTube page that you're on right now and that will automatically give you an entry. Then there's other things you can do to get other entries. If you visit the Facebook page, don't gotta follow, but you can if you want. Same with the Instagram page, you just gotta visit it, you don't gotta follow, but you can if you want. And Twitter, you have to actually subscribe to or follow, whatever it's called on Twitter. So you can get quite a few entries in there. This is gonna go all the way until the end of the day, June 30th. So you have till 11:59 Eastern Standard Time to enter. So this is coming from Entertainment Earth. I just placed the order actually today. Don't wait, go enter now so you don't forget. Good luck, and may the force be with you. If you're not a subscriber, what are you waiting for? Get on that, dude. Come on. And again, check out Two Raven Studios. Go give them a quick look. If I can figure out how, there's a link somewhere to them. There's also going to be your subscribe button somewhere. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel. Until next time, stay cool, stay nerdy.